The perfect medium rare is the ultimate goal for most steak eaters. And right now, reverse sear is all the rage. Perimeter to perimeter doneness is the goal with this technique. We're gonna accomplish that with a sheet pan, a wire rack, and a cast iron skillet. But that's enough talking, let's get to it.
You'll want to use thick steaks for this method, at least 1.25 inches thick. I'm using these beautiful certified Angus Beef ribeyes, but you could easily use a New York strip or even a filet. Season them with fresh cracked pepper and a bit of kosher salt. Since they're so thick, make sure that you're generous. If you have time, you could season these about an hour ahead of time to allow the salt to season the steaks throughout. A good tip is to season right on the paper or the container they came in. This makes cleanup that much easier. Next, we'll get these steaks onto a wire rack and place them in the oven. This will help to keep the steaks from coming into direct contact with the pan. If they were to sit directly on the pan, the heat from the sheet pan would start to cook one side more than the other and it would be uneven. Now, into a 275-degree oven for about an hour.
I've pulled these at 115 because they're gonna cook a little bit longer. And don't worry about the way they look now because we're gonna get a good crust on them. That's why it's called reverse sear.
Before searing them in a pan, make sure to pat them dry. Any excess moisture on the surface would inhibit the development of a nice crust. Preheat the pan to medium-high before adding the oil. Use a neutral high-heat oil like canola for searing the steaks. They should sizzle vigorously as soon as they hit the pan. Otherwise, your pan isn't hot enough. They will cook extremely quickly, so be ready with the garlic, butter, and herbs. After the first side is seared, flip the steaks and immediately add the butter, garlic, and herbs to the pan, and begin to baste the steaks with the butter as the second side sears. Basting with butter will help to reinforce that nice brown crust and add a brown butter flavor to those steaks. Once the second side is seared, remove them to a cutting board to rest. Don't let the herbs and butter go to waste. Just give it a good pour over while it rests. You could do something while these steaks rest, but honestly, I'm just gonna sit and stare at the beautiful crust. Now it's time for the big reveal. Look at that perfect medium rare. Now, if medium rare isn't your thing, feel free to cook it how you like. But I love that rosy center without that gray ring. After all this anticipation, I finally get to try a slice.
That was fantastic. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you here next time in the test kitchen at Certified Angus Beef.